Next question is Fulvio Castle. What can I do to improve my gut health without supplements?
Elimination diet?
Yeah, I would go elimination diet to start with.
Yeah.
So and this can be different from person to person, but the most common offenders would be heavily processed foods, egg whites, dairy, gluten, legumes, and I think that's it. I think those are the main ones. Avoid those and see if you notice improvements. And then if you do, then slowly reintroduce them one at a time. So you introduce one of them for a week, see if you notice anything. If it's okay, then go with the next one. And then I would also include in that list foods that you think you already have, that you notice that you have issues with. And then another thing you could do is don't eat frequently. So you're probably better off giving yourself long breaks in between meals. This is for people with gut issues. And also giving yourself like 3 hours at least before going to bed. So eat and then go to bed 3 hours
later.
later.
The direction I was going to go is more digestive help in terms of, doing that 10-minute walk after your big meals, chewing your food like to the full degree, which is something that's always overlooked and just like really old, grandma wisdom. But to be able to, and also too, like I remember Paul Chek talking about this, and I've tried to kind of implement this, but I used to always have to have a drink with everything I ate, and to be able to not rely on the drink to kind of wash it down, and it kind of forces you to really take those extra few bites and then being able to kind of bring that in. But like all that stuff matters in terms of like where it starts is the digestive process all starts here as you're chewing it up.
Now that's all good free advice that we gave. I think there's tremendous value in going to someone like Dr. Cabral and getting tests so they can tell you.
Yep.
I mean, what you guys all suggested were like ways that this person could, for free kind of troubleshoot or potentially improve their gut. But if this is an area that you have issues and you want to improve it,
I'm glad you said that.
I think getting tested from someone like that is extremely, because then it's just a matter of disciplining yourself to avoid those things.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, more often than not, the stuff that people need to avoid are the foods they eat a lot of. And so they try to do all these little things, chewing more, all the stuff you guys are talking about, but yet they still are allowing this food in their diet that is disrupting their gut. And so understanding what those foods are, I think, are extremely valuable. So going through like the stool test with him, I would advise that if you're willing to invest in that.
Here's more to that, Adam. If you're finding that all of a sudden you have like all these food intolerances, I guess you could avoid 6 different categories of foods or eat a low FODMAP diet for the rest of your life, or you can figure out why the hell all of a sudden you've got all these food intolerance issues. And that's what going to a functional medicine practitioner like Dr. Stephen Cabral's team, that's what they'll do. Because I'm a prime example. I did, elimination diet, and I had like egg whites, peanuts, dairy, legumes. I mean, I remember there was like a whole list of foods that I couldn't eat, and it was like I had gluten, right? I had to avoid them for so long. But then when I finally realized that I had SIBO that wasn't undiagnosed and treated, and some parasite issues, when I worked on those, almost all those food intolerances disappeared. Mm-hmm. The only one I'm left with is dairy, but I had dairy since I was a kid, so that's more of a, it's something I think that's just with me. So you want to figure out the root cause. What you don't want to do, and I know a lot of people like this, where they never figure out the root cause, so their diet becomes more limited, and then they have this really limited diet just to kind of manage what's going on. But the reason why they're so limited is because they have some undiagnosed root cause issue. So you can solve it. They're actually very successful at solving these issues. It's not like it used to be where you were just stuck trying to figure it out on your own and like what the hell's going on type of deal.